Hello everyone, this is Javelin from English Tutor Hub and welcome back to my channel. Today's lesson is about compound words. So let's get started. Compound words are when two or more words are put together to form a new word with a new meaning. Now, there are three forms of compound words. The closed form, where the words are put together like sailboat, railway, and notebook. The hyphenated form, where the words are connected or joined by hyphen, like part-time, check-in, and sister-in-law. And we have the open form, where the words are separated by space, and some examples with that are high school, truck driver, and post office. Some words have more than one form. For some words, both the open and hyphenated form are acceptable, as in the word light year. That's the distance that light can travel in a year. It's a very long way. And for some words, both the hyphenated and the closed form are acceptable, as in the word easy going, which means relax. So sometimes compound words are easy to understand. A bookstore is a store that sells books. It makes sense. And dishwasher is a machine that washes dishes. Maybe you have one in your kitchen, but others might not be so obvious. For example, brainstorm. To brainstorm is an intense process of thinking of many different ideas, and the hope is getting a good idea. You can see it comes from a word, brain, and storm. When there's a thunderstorm, it rains a lot. So in the same way, when we brainstorm, we think of a lot of ideas. Another a little harder. Another interesting compound word is scapegoat. It means someone who bears the blame for others. Now, this word comes from a scape and goat. That's the animal called a goat, and its origin is in the Bible, which describe a ritual in which a goat symbolic we took on the sins, the bad actions of the people, and was then sent into the wild to die. But if you didn't know that, it might be difficult to understand the meaning of scapegoat. So in today's English Tutor Hub, let's go through and learn some interesting compound words from A to Z, and teach you one or two interesting compound words starting with each letter. Now, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of compound words in English, and this is just an introduction to the world of compound words. Let's get started with the word aftermath. Is aftermath what happens after your mathematics class? No. This word refers to the effects, consequences after an event, usually a tragic one, like a war, for example, the aftermath of an earthquake, collapsed buildings, injured people, and others. Alright? Another, backfire. What is the meaning of something to backfire? Well, imagine shooting a gun, but the bullet comes out at the back instead of a front. Not good, right? If something backfires, it means it goes wrong and had the opposite effect from what was intended. Here's an example. Let's say a company launches a TV commercial to try to increase sales, but it turns out that the TV commercial is offensive and the company's sales decreased instead of increasing. You could say the commercial backfired because it had the opposite effect than the one thing they wasted. Capsized, to turn upside down by accident while on water, meaning to cause a boat or a ship to turn upside down by accident while on water. For example, a huge wave capsized the ship. Next, chairman. A chairman is a person in charge of a meeting, organization, or department. A chairperson. For example, the chairman thanked everyone who attended the meeting. Dark room. It is a room in which film or the like is made or handled. My father developed pictures in the dark room. Daredevil. A reckless person who enjoys doing dangerous things. Robert is a daredevil. Earphone. A piece of electronic equipment that you put over or in your ears so that you can listen privately to radio, recorded music, and etc. Earring. It is a piece of jewelry, usually one of a pair worn in a hole in the ear or fastened to the ear by a clip. Farmhouse. The main house on a farm where the farmer lives. We visited the farmhouse of my grandparents. Funlight. A small window over the top of a door. Goalkeeper. In some sports, it's the player who stands in the team's goal to try to stop the other team from scoring. The goalkeeper made a great save in the last minute of the match. Hairbrush. A brush for the hair. Jenny sat down and picked up her hairbrush. Handbag. A small bag for money, keys, makeup, etc. carried especially by women. Invoice. It is a list of goods sent or services provided with a statement of the sum due for this, or it is a bill. Inmate. A person confined to an institution such as a prison or hospital. This meaning comes from in and mate, which means friend or companion. Jaywalk. To cross or walk in a street recklessly or illegally. Job holder. The written authority given a worker or shop to perform certain work. Kick off. A kick that puts the ball into play in a football or soccer game, the opening, the start of something. Knapsack. A bag with shoulder straps carried on the back and typically made of canvas or other weatherproof material. Landslide. Number 1. The downward sliding of a relatively dry mass of earth and rock. The mass that slides, also called landslip. Number 2. A percentage of votes greatly exceeding the required margin of victory. An election that sweeps a party or candidate into office. Lumberjack. Someone whose job is to cut down trees for wood, or it is a person whose work is to fell trees. Motherland, the country in which you were born, or the country with which you feel most connected. Motorcycle, it is a vehicle with two wheels that is powered by a motor and that can carry one or two people. Nobleman, it is a man of noble birth or rank, a man of high rank. Newsboy, a boy who sells or delivers newspapers. Overthrow, to depose, as from a position of power, overcome, defeat, or vanquish, to overthrow a tyrant. To put an end to by force, as a government or institution. To throw or knock down, overturn, to topple. The heavy winds overthrew numerous telephone poles and trees. Over the counter, of drugs legally sold without a prescription, special written instruction from a doctor. Example, the painkiller is available as an over-the-counter drug. Playwright, a person who writes plays. Post office, a place where you can buy stamps, send letters and packages, etc. Quick step, a dance with fast movements of the feet or music for this dance. Quicksand, wet sand that is dangerous because you sink down into it if you try to walk on it. Runway, a long, specially prepared hard surface like a road on which aircraft land and take off. Rearrange, to change the position or order of things. She set about rearranging the furniture in the living room. To change the time of a meeting, etc. My secretary will phone to rearrange the appointment. Search engine, a computer program that helps you find information on the internet. Screenplay, the words that are written down for actors to say in a film and the instructions that tell them what they should do. Touchdown, the moment at which a plane or spacecraft lands, an act of putting the ball down on the ground behind the opposing team's goal line in rugby. Typewriter, a machine with keys that you press in order to print letters of the alphabet onto paper. Upcountry, from a place without many people or towns, especially in the middle of a country. Upholster, to cover a chair with material. Vineyard, a piece of land where grapevines are grown in order to produce wine. Vote safe, to promise or offer something or tell someone something that they can be certain is the truth. That is vouchsafe. Woodcutter, someone whose job is to cut down trees in a forest. Watermark, a special design put onto paper, especially banknotes, that can only be seen when you hold it up to the light. Xylophone, a musical instrument which consists of metal or wooden bars of different lengths that you hit with a special stick. Yachtsman, a man who sails a yacht. Yearbook, a book printed once a year by a school or college with information and pictures about what happened there in the past year. 0 hour, the time when a military operation or an important event is planned to begin. That is 0 hour. Zigzag, a path with sharp turns in alternating directions. Example, the road wound down in a zigzag way among a great many low hills. So you've just learned some common compound words from A to Z to help improve your vocabulary. So there we go. That's the end of this lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. Visit englishtutorhub.com for a complete transcript of this lesson and other lessons that you might be interested in. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and let me know your thoughts and questions. Love to hear from you. See you on my next video. Thank you very much.